The appraisal day. How do we prepare ourselves for appraisal day to make sure that we get paid so that we can kind of optimize the outcome?
Right. So appraisal, definitely, if you're looking to make sure that the rents are as high as you want them, that you rent out the units so that they're already at least rented. You don't actually have to have them occupied, but you should have leases in place, because at least that helps you to say that, yes, the rents are this, and I have my leases that say that this is what the rents are. You want to make sure that when the appraiser comes in, they can see the property, that the outside looks good. There aren't any major issues. You want to make sure that you have, what I like to do is I like to do a letter that says to the appraiser, this is what we've done to the property. Because oftentimes the appraiser will look at what the purchase price of the property was, but they won't know how much that you've spent on the actual renovations of the unit or of the property. So, and they may only see the fact that you have nice new walls, but they may not see that you moved from, aluminum wiring to copper wiring, or you had, something else behind the walls that they can't see. That you replaced the furnace. You did things to the unit that they can't tell. So you want to include, like I do an overview letter. I also provide comparables to the appraiser. So I say that this property over here was appraised for this much, this appraised for this much. I think that this property should appraise for this. And I actually say that. I've only had one appraiser that didn't want it, but I prepare an appraisal package. So I actually ask my realtor to give me comparables, and I include those comparables in a package, and I give it to them. I want to make sure that the place is clean, that it looks good, that it comes off well. But that appraisal package, I think, is great. Now, and that's all in the process of the appraisal itself, right? So that's when the appraiser is coming in. They've done the appraisal, and let's say you get back a number that you don't like, right? Because that happens. So you thought you were going to get 750, but you got back 700. And you're like, no, that can't be right. Look at these comparables. So you can go back to your bank and you can say, look, I don't agree with this appraisal. I will pay for another appraisal to happen. Mm-hmm. Not all banks will help you out with that, but some will even, pay for another appraisal. Because it's only somebody's opinion. This is what it is. An appraisal is only someone's opinion. I've had the same property appraised 3 times in 1 month and come up with a $50,000 difference.
Okay. Wow. Right? Okay.
And it's like the market hadn't changed. It's the opinion of the appraiser, right? And I was actually doing a refinance on that property where we didn't do much to it anyways, but like it was so interesting to see and have that. Now it cost me to do the appraisal 3 times because but it ended up that we refinanced a lot of our funds out of the property anyway, so it got paid for by the refinance. But,
okay, so it sounds like you're there on the day of handing them the appraisal.
That's
package,
what I get paid.
Heard from some, I understand, but
why would I not be there?
I've heard from some people though that I guess if you're there, if you're interjecting too much,
obviously. Or they
but I've just heard that some appraisers get very turned off by that. But obviously, you've done this enough times to understand that this is the way to go about it.
Yeah, this is the way. So there's we end up with appraisal package. We go in, we walk we actually point out to the appraiser all the things that we've done to the property. We're telling them, like, look at this, look at this. We talk about the area. We're actually, trying to point to the appraiser what we think are the benefits of the property, not just the features. Right. Mm-hmm. And so that all helps as well as the package. And oftentimes you're helping them because you're doing the work for them. So if you're giving them comparables, you're actually doing a little bit of the work for them. So it's helpful. Maybe once I had an appraiser that didn't want the package, but that was probably the same property that I got appraised 3 times anyways. But But no, I've never had that issue. And you got to remember, in the buy, fix, refinance, and rent process, refinancing is when you get paid. That's the most important time to be there. That's the time when you get the actual after repair value. Why, like, this is the most important time, right? So that's where you want to walk through and sell it, right, to the appraiser. And then if you don't get what you want, then you go back and get and do it again, right? Because you can do that. Or you put a short-term mortgage on and you refinance in 6 months or a year again.